Hey, welcome. I hope you guys are doing good. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's reading is the person on your mind. What are their late night thoughts about you? Okay, so we have three groups for you to choose from: group one, group two, and group three. Please feel free to pause the video if you need some time to choose your group, but I will see you guys in your readings. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, then this reading could be for you. I hope you guys are doing good. So, the person on your mind, what are their late night thoughts about you? We have the Nine of Cups, Knight of Cups as well, and the Ace of Swords. So, Nine of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Swords all upright. Their late night thoughts about you. So I wasn't actually intending for these readings to be like saucy, not saucy. It wasn't really, I was just like, okay, we'll see what their late night thoughts are, regardless of what that might be. But I feel like for this group, like the messages coming through are kind of saucy. So if you're not really asking about that relationship, just feel free to ignore those messages, or yeah, or maybe this is not your group. Okay. So I won't be super explicit or explicit at all, really. So you may need to read between the lines a little. Apologies in advance. It's just so that this video doesn't get taken down. So yeah, they do think a lot about you fulfilling their desires and doing pretty much whatever they want intimately, and being kind of experimental. I don't know if you guys can hear that wind, but let me just close my window just in case it's too loud. Sorry, guys. So yeah, they do think about you guys being experimental. But when I said, like, they think about you fulfilling their desires and doing pretty much whatever they want, it feels like this isn't all in like a focus all your energy on me kind of thing, but kind of like just doing some of the kinky things that's on their mind, with the intention of it being fulfilling for both of you. But this is kind of like their ideas and their fantasies playing out, and their desires and stuff like that. So yeah, they either think about you guys already being intimately compatible, or they imagine you guys would be. For some of you, they imagine you to be shy or reserved intimately, even if you're not. That could be something they like to think about. If any of you are shy and reserved, that could be something that they do find a bit of a turn on when it comes to you. Even if you're not really shy intimately, but it could be a part of their fantasies. But at the same time, like, they do imagine you being quite kinky too, and like up to try new things. They also fantasize about you both being quite vocal, maybe dirty talk. They do think and imagine and fantasize about you moaning in particular. They do think about you spoiling them, giving them a lot of attention, doing nice things for them. This may not be in like a materialistic kind of way, but could be like little things they like, depending on who you're asking about and what you know about them. But this could be like little things like massages, food, quality time, but being spoiled in that kind of way. So yeah, they do think a lot about how much they want you, and about you both being very comfortable with each other. For some of you, if they're not sure whether you guys are comfortable with each other, then that is something that they they think about you guys being comfortable with each other. If you guys are already comfortable with each other, this is something that they, think about and really enjoy within your relationship. But yeah, they're also fantasizing about seducing you, teasing you. Like they do think a lot about the foreplay, oral as well. They think about you guys being very compatible, if I haven't said this already. Either they already think you guys are compatible, depending on how well you guys know each other. But for some of you, this is wishful thinking on their part, like a hope. But yeah, they do think about you guys having time together that is, do not disturb, uninterrupted. They fantasize about you being their guilty pleasure. Maybe fantasizing about you is a guilty pleasure of theirs. And they also think about telling people about you. For some of you, I mean, this could be friends, family, maybe people you haven't really met yet, depending on where your relationship is at with them. But for some of you, if you already have like established relationships with, their friends and family and people that are close to them, they think about bragging about you and not just talking about you, like bragging about you, your relationship, or your potential relationship. But even if, you don't have established relationships with the people around them yet, it feels like they still think about bragging about you, regardless of whether you know the other people in their life or not. But yeah, they do fantasize about making you feel safe and wanted. I think I already said this, but they do think about tasting you and vice versa. It's like they want to see you undone, a bit flustered. And, they normally think of you as being quite independent, strong, solo, but they do like fantasize about you being a lot more dependent on them, about you being more open. And they also think about you being flirtatious. Either, let me see, maybe the times that you were flirtatious in the past, this could be something that, turns them on within your relationship when you guys are being flirtatious with each other. And that's something that they think about, maybe those moments. They also think about you kissing them, but not them kissing you. Maybe like you kissing their neck, their chest, their mouth, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, they also think about finding stuff out about you intimately, but also other things like, childhood likes, dislikes, but also, the random thoughts that might keep you up at night. But when it comes to intimately, like they could, it feels like they think about what you are interested in. Like they fantasize about what possibly turns you on, or maybe learning about what turns you on. So yeah, it also feels like they think about getting past your mental walls. They could think about being a lot more romantic with you, or they just think about there being a lot more romance in your connection, as a whole. They've also been thinking about being less nervous around you, or nervous when it comes to certain things. They also think about doing something nice for you, maybe. Again, like this feels like something small, but meaningful, like, flowers, food, dates. For some of you, they could actually think about dancing with you as well, or watching you dance. But this feels like dancing with you. Like this could be something they think about. maybe as a that was clarified by Two of Cups. So maybe it's like an idea for a date. They could be thinking about you guys going dancing together. So yeah, another thing they think about late at night is saying the things that they haven't had the opportunity or the confidence to say yet. So words that have been left unsaid. Those that could be something else they think about. They think about you guys stimulating each other mentally, emotionally, physically, and they also think about you guys challenging each other but in a playful way. And they think about having, like, they want communication with you that's unfiltered, and that's something they think about, like what it would be like, how they can achieve that. So we have you are so fudging sexy, we have bitter, we have I'm so used to flying solo, this connection will forever affect me. We have shadow work, this could never be just platonic. I want to make love to you and I want you to trust me enough to let your guard down around me. So yeah, they think about how attractive you are with you are so sexy. They think you're very sexy. Um, with shadow work, they also think about the work that you've done on yourself. Like, even if they don't know the details, it could be evident to them the work that you've put into yourself, whether that's physically in terms of material things, or emotionally in regards to the past, or like in terms of stability and stuff like that. But yeah, they see the work that you've put into yourself and into your life. They also think about making love to you. And with I'm so used to flying solo, they could think of you like they could think about your independence, or they think that you're used to doing certain things alone, and they think about what it might be like if you were to let go of some of that solo energy. Um, and I don't know if it's about relying on them more. For some of you, it could be, but kind of just like letting them in, so it's not like a solo thing, but a joint, you know, situation going on. For some of you, they could think you're still guarded when it comes to them, or just when it comes to certain things, you're still guarded. And so yeah, that's another thing they think about, is maybe building trust, or they're thinking certain guards need to be lowered in order for there to be more trust. And for some of you, this guard could refer to independence, or just being used to doing things alone. So that could be a guard that they feel needs to be kind of lowered a little, just so that more trust can be built. So with this connection will forever affect me, they think about just how much this relationship is impacting them, like the effect it's having on them right now. And with this can never be just platonic, they also think that they could think that they couldn't, just settle for a platonic relationship with you. And for some of you, if things are platonic now, like they really do want to move out of that energy as well. And finally, with bitter, for some of you, they could think that they need to show you that they're not bitter in some way. So yeah, for some of you, they could think that you perceive them that way, and that they need to kind of ensure that you don't continue seeing them that way. But that is all I have for those of you who chose the first group. I really do hope it could be helpful and make sense. I'm wishing you guys the best. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Please take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the second group, then this reading could be for you. The person on your mind, what are their late night thoughts about you at the moment? Okay, so to start off, we have the Five of Swords upright, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the High Priestess upright. Okay, so they could think a lot about the tension between you. For some of you, this could be sexual tension, but if you're not asking about that kind of relationship, then just reject that particular message. But yeah, they think that you're fiery. They think that you want them to pull their weight a bit more, maybe make more of an effort. But right now, they think they're losing you. For some of you, already lost you. If this isn't you, like directly, it could be that they think they're losing some sort of battle or issue within your relationship. So, yeah, they could also think that they can see through you. For some of you, this could be about a secret, could be about something you're more aware of. For some of you, this could just be in a general sense, like maybe like being easy to read for them. So for some of you as well, they've been thinking of the ways that they betrayed you, let you down, or, you know, the relationship. They're thinking about how you're both losers in this situation, like whatever situation is going on between you guys. They feel like there's no winners, you know, and they could think you're both being selfish. And they could also be thinking of the resentment that's been building up between you both, thinking about the communication issues between you guys. For some of you, this could be like a specific past situation that they're thinking of where a miscommunication happened, whether that's on your part or their part, or both. So that could be something that they're thinking about as well. And, you know, overall, they could think that you're feeling at a loss when it comes to them. They could think you're feeling, you know, a bit tapped out. For some of you, they're thinking whether some of the things they felt were bad. Like they're wondering if it was as bad as they was kind of making it out to be, or maybe on your part, but it feels like something that they're kind of wondering about their own perception. Like, was something really as bad as I thought it was? And maybe them thinking something was bad, you know, created an issue, and now they're kind of like questioning their self. So yeah, they're also thinking about how much they do actually care about you, despite any, you know, tension. They could be thinking that they shouldn't have pretend to be indifferent towards you, or towards something you said or something within your relationship, to act like they don't care. They feel that they shouldn't have done that. So this could be a regret that they do think of late at night. They also think a lot about how to break the silence between you guys, or break the silence when it comes to a particular topic. They could also be thinking how things are kind of out of control between you. They think about how they used to feel at home with you, like there was a comfort and a groundedness to your relationship that they feel isn't there anymore. So yeah, they could be thinking of the changes in your relationship. They also think about how they shut the door on you. Maybe they regret this, but they're also thinking of other things that they regret when it comes to you. And I won't, you know, focus on what their regrets might be. If you want me to, I'll do a separate reading for that, maybe in the next few days, if you just let me know in the comments. So yeah, they're thinking a lot about the regrets that they have. They think you're done feeling drained because of them. Maybe even other people or things in your life, like they think you're done kind of taking on that those things that kind of drain you. But especially when it comes to them, they're thinking about how they're still protective of you or your relationship or something within your relationship. So for some of you, they think either one or both of you care way too much about how your relationship is or was being perceived by others. But right now, they could think you're focused on yourself. They do think about how bad they feel that they made you doubt them, or something that they did made you doubt them. And they think about how you both feel the other person is out of reach. Like they could just be guessing on your part that you could feel that they're out of reach. But they do think it is a mutual feeling. So yeah, they could also be thinking about how you seem to be more reckless or careless when it comes to them. Like more of a I don't really care attitude directed towards them. They could be thinking about that. And for some of you, this may not be for everyone, but they could be thinking about how you guys might see each other as rivals. Again, they could be projecting on you and it's just something that they think. But again, like they could think that this is a mutual feeling. But for some of you, it's just that they see you as a rival in some way. And rivals don't necessarily need to even be a bad thing. But if it makes sense for you, then maybe you'll be able to kind of, work out what that might mean for you. But yeah, another thing they think about late at night are the ways that they neglected you or their responsibilities in relation to you. They could also think that they're a mystery to you now. They don't necessarily think you care about whether like they or their life is a mystery to you, but they think that it is. And they kind of just feel you both are watching each other from the sidelines, and this is something else that they're thinking about. And finally, they're also thinking about the ways you've made them question themselves. But moving on, we have move on. Sorry, we have move on, we have breaking cycles. At this point, you're just playing yourself. We have opportunist, trauma. You're so strong, but you don't have to do this alone. We also have balls deep. Very nice. And do you even care about me? So with move on, like they think about you having already moved on, or that you're in the process of moving on, and that's what it kind of feels like to them. With you are so strong, but you don't have to do this alone. Like they do think about how strong you are. They could think about something that you are doing alone, and they could think you're strong for doing that certain thing alone. But they also think about what it would be like if you relied on them more, or they think about helping you in some way. For some of you, they think that they should have been more helpful or supportive, like when they were, present in your life, if that's the kind of situation between you guys. But with at this point, you're just playing yourself. So it feels like they already, like they think about how they've already played themselves when it comes to you, like not something that they're currently doing, but like a past action. Um, yeah, a past action of theirs being how they played themselves. So again, like they could have a lot of regrets that they do think about. So with do you even care about me? It feels like they kind of go back. It feels like an internal kind of struggle that they, have with themselves. Like, and this isn't about whether they feel like you care about them. For some of you, they could think you care about them, but they kind of go back and forth in their own head about whether or not they care about you. It feels like they do care about you, but they're kind of like, should I care about them? Should I, not care about them, or whatever it might be. But it always seems to land on, okay, yeah, I do actually care about this person. With opportunists, they do think that they need to be more of an opportunist when it comes to you, when it comes to your relationship. Maybe, moving forward, they feel like they need to, grab any opportunity they can when it comes to you. With balls deep, they do think about, for some of you, this is definitely a physical thing, but it feels like their thoughts um, are mainly on, like maybe issues within your relationship as opposed to, um, intimacy and stuff like that. But yeah, so they do think about getting into your head. So for some of you, it feels like they think a lot about the trauma that you've experienced. Even if it wasn't at their hands, like maybe um, it's something that you've, like a story you've told them, or something that they know you've experienced, even if you haven't spoken to them directly, or maybe they can just read the signs. I mean, yeah, there was a message earlier in this reading about them feeling like they can see through you, so maybe this is like one of the things that they feel they can see um in you. But yeah, so yeah, they do think a lot about some of the things that you've experienced. And finally, with breaking cycles, they feel you both, or they think about how you both need to make the effort to break a potential cycle between you guys, and that it needs to come from both of you. But anyways, that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful. I'm wishing you guys the best. Please take care of yourself, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye. Hey, welcome, you very gorgeous people. Hope you guys are doing good. So, if you've chosen the third group, then this reading could be for you, the person on your mind. What are their late night thoughts about you at the moment? Okay, so this one again, the first group wasn't all that serious. The second group was kind of serious. It feels like this group is like on the more serious side of things as well. So they think about how to end a conflict between you guys, even if it's like some kind of Cold War. Um, they do think about how you guys are at odds, even if things are calm at the moment or uneventful. They still feel like there is this conflict that needs to be resolved, and they think about ways that they can do that. For some of you, they think about how they don't want something to turn into an argument. And about how they want to keep the peace. They could think about the ways that they are actually jealous or envious of you. And for some of you, the reason why they could be jealous is because I don't know if there could be like a winner or and loser in your situation, or that's how they're kind of perceiving it. Like one person in, like taking an L, the other person in a winning position, and they could view themselves as the loser. So that could be the why they're feeling jealous. It could be different for each of you though. Maybe you would be more aware of, where their jealousy might stem from when it comes to you. um but yeah, so they do think about how in their perspective you're pretending to be balanced, but you're not as balanced or as fine as you might seem, or you're trying to portray on this in the surface. So they could also be thinking about how they have to fight for your attention. Some nights they could think about how you may not deserve them from their perspective. And this could be because they see themselves as like a really good person. Um, so that could be, a reason why they don't think you're deserving of them. They think about you guys not being compatible, but at the same time, just needing to accept each other's differences. So they also think about you trying to test them, whether this is currently or in the past. Neither They also think about how neither of you feel comfortable enough to speak up about your relationship. They think about how they want to be on the same page as you, and they also think that you're pretending to be okay with any distance between you guys. And they think that you're mainly bringing and causing tension for them and not peace. For a lot of you, they may not think you're doing this intentionally, creating chaos in their life. It could just be in their feelings that, they kind of attach to you. But yeah, they're thinking that you both need to come to an agreement, a middle ground or decision, find a solution. They also think about how they feel you need to try harder with them. But they also think about their curiosity of you, about your strength, or just like a lot of your strengths, like, your different strengths. It feels like at night they also admire your focus. They think about the ambitions that you have, or they're curious about what your ambitions are. So they also think about starting small with you, maybe moving forward. Um, they also think that you want them to impress you or do more to try and impress you. They think about wanting more consistency from you. They also think that you need to focus on your growth, or this is something that you're currently focused on. So they also think about being someone you can rely on, or they kind of think that you both can learn to rely on each other, like make adjustments so that you guys can, you guys will be able to make adjustments. I mean, rely on each other. They also think a lot about you two progressing eventually. They may feel like they need to move slowly, cautiously, and be patient. But yeah, they also think about being a lot less serious. If they're a serious person, they could think they need to be less serious when it comes to you. They could think they need to be a lot less serious in terms of their approach, in terms of their, intentions. So yeah, they're thinking that they should be patient, that they shouldn't rush or, put pressure on themselves or you. So at night, they also think a lot about whether you guys have mutual goals or whether you guys can, come to a place where you do have mutual goals and maybe you kind of work towards them together if you guys can even, achieve that kind of harmony with each other. But yeah, they think that you're both focused on your work or, your separate and individual responsibilities. They could also think about how you're both holding back out of fear, maybe out of fear of getting hurt. But they do think about how you're both needing to be a lot more protective of each other. Um, and they think about how you guys should care a lot more about the potential of losing each other as well. So they're also thinking, like, they also have thoughts on how you make them feel vulnerable, even if that's not your intention to do so. Or they think about the times in the past where they were, vulnerable with you. At the moment, they're also thinking that you guys haven't, fully chosen each other yet. I think I already said this, but they do think you're holding back. They could also think that you need to stop being cold, even if you feel that you aren't or that you aren't, and they're maybe misinterpreting your actions. I don't know. Maybe you are being cold towards them. I don't know. But yeah, that's something that they're thinking about as well. They could also think that you're holding on to past issues and they, think about how that is how impacting how you might interact with them. They're also thinking that you seem kind of caged at the moment, maybe restricted. They also think about how you want control over them or the situation between you guys. And they also think about how you both need boundaries with the other person or better boundaries with the other person. But moving on, we also have I know you still think about me, how could you not? We have you are so magical. There are many things left unsaid. I'm so crazy about you. Is this even normal? Let's piss off the neighbors, don't hold back. We have I tell my family and friends about you. Is it bad that I've never made love? We have sit on my face. And we also have self love. So with I know you still think about me, how could you not? For some of you, they could think that you're pretending that you don't think about them a lot or at all. With Let's Piss Off the Neighbors, Don't Hold Back, they think that you guys should both care less about maybe your relationship and how it's perceived through, third parties and, people outside of the connection that you have. So with Is It Bad That I've Never Made Love, I've actually never had this message with this particular card before, but for some of you, they could be thinking about how they may not be the best in bed, or they think that you perceive them that way, or it's just like an insecurity they have on their part. But they also fantasize about you sitting on their face, if you're even asking about that kind of relationship. There are so many things left unsaid. That could be exactly what they're thinking. Like it feels like they do think about the things that have gone unsaid between you guys. With self-love, it feels like you've helped them see that they need to love themselves a lot more. Again, this could be indirectly on your part, or just something about you triggered them into realizing that, okay, I need to focus more on loving myself. With I'm so crazy about you, is this even normal? Like they do think about how about their feelings for you. For some of you, they could think they're a bit crazy about you. They could think that they're being a bit obsessive when it comes to you, maybe like kind of doing things that they haven't done for a long time, or doing things that they, just don't usually do. So they do think you're magical in ways as well. And they could find you quite captivating. Again, this could be in terms of looks, it could just be in terms of your energy, it could be in terms of conversation or emotional connection, but in some way they do find you captivating. And finally, with I tell my family and friends about you, they think that you are talking about them with your family and friends. But they could actually think that you say mostly good things about them with the other people in your life. But that is all I have for those of you who chose the third group. I really do hope it could be helpful. I'm wishing you the best. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Please take care. Bye.